Well. I've been thinking about this for about an hour. Is Jerry Jones crazy or is Jerry Jones a genius? Let's talk Cowboys. We're about to talk facts. Let's go. Let's go. Cowboy fans. And I mean Cowboy fans, Cowboy haters alike. It's time to talk Dallas Cowboys. Welcome, Cowboy fans and Cowboy haters alike. I'm the G, and I'm the host of Let's Talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. And if you like this live stream, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you'll know the next time we post another video or go live. And we are live. And if you haven't become a channel member subscriber yet, please do. We have a lot of great things coming up this season. Now let's talk facts. Man, let me tell you something. People all in their feelings about this Micah Parsons thing. I still say it is time to turn the page. It is either going to be one of the greatest things that happened to us, or it's going to be one of the craziest things that happened to us. But nevertheless, I am here for the journey because I am a Cowboys fan. And I believe the Cowboys are going to have a fantastic season. Man, let me tell y'all something. I got some content for y'all today. And I got some subjects that I think that are going to be a great and a powerful discussion. So, the subject matter for today. Is Jerry Jones a genius? Is Jerry a genius? Or is he crazy? Is Jerry Jones a genius or is he crazy? And I'm going to show you where I'm coming from with this. Then I want to talk about the Cowboys signings. The Cowboys have had a couple of signings, but I also kind of want to go back over everything the Cowboys have done thus far. Then I got another powerful subject that I got some people in their feelings about over on X. I want us to answer the question, are sacks overrated? I was making a similar argument last year that had some people in their feelings, and I'm about to have that argument today, and I know I'm gonna have people even more in their feelings. Next subject matter. I want to look at the top sack teams, then I want to look at the top edge rushers, and then we're gonna finish it off with Kenny Clark in the playoffs and anything else that may come across while we're on this live. So this is where we're going. Is Jerry a genius? Cowboys signing, are sacks overrated? Top sack teams, top edge rushers, Kenny Clark in the playoffs. Let's get it. Yep. All right. Appreciate y'all rocking with me. Let's get us a roll call in here. Let's get this thing going, y'all. Saturday evening. Let's go. Alfredo Morales, welcome to the congregation. Things are going great, my brother. How things going with you? Jeffrey Hawthorne is in the crib, in the congregation. He said Jerry is a genius, and so is G. We gonna see what it do. Gary Lamont, he said yes, Jerry made a great trade now. Let's go. Welcome to the congregation. DC4L Rasta man, still gonna have a good season, I believe. I do too. Lord Nova, what's up? Good to see you. My sister LaQueen, from the beginning, what's going on? She says to me and the chat. Gary Lamont said now the Cowboys can trade for the first pick of the 2026 or the 2027. Appreciate you. Good to see you, Gary. Jack Owns Filthy, what's going on with you? My favorite sister, Brandy, what is going on? One of my favorite sisters on the channel, what's going on? Hey G, now it's Dak's fault. It's always gonna be Dak's fault. Whoa, what is going on, Bumpy 5X? East Texas in the crib, what's going on with you? They don't know anything about Pimp C. What is going on with you? Gerard Griffin, what's going on with you? Good to see you. Ty Howard up in this thing. We turning the page. Man, I'm about to turn this page in a way that is going to be so crazy, Ty Howard. It is going to be crazy. Jessica, LA 1000, up in here. What's going on?
Yo, G, bless him,
Yo, Dolores Ennis, what's going on with you? Hope you're enjoying your Saturday too. Gregory Carpenter, what's going on with you? Katharina Kiss, what's going on? Good to see you up in here. John Jones, he said, what up, G Money? I said, it's a New Jack City. What's going on with you? Eduardo Salinas, what's going on? Good to see you. All right, let's get this thing going. True Cowboy, up in this thing. What is going on with you? Good to see you up in here on a Saturday evening. Quentin Johnson, how you doing? Cowboys defense will be better. I 100% agree. I got people mad at me on X. What up with your Cowboys for life? He said, chat, hope everyone doing good. Yeah, sound like everybody, look like everybody doing good. 1972, Mr. Chevelle just pulled up, rolling in to talk the truth. Let's go. Good to see you up in here. All right, let's get a couple more here, then we're going to get this thing going. Hold on a second. All right, Walter Gallman just became a member. Appreciate you. Let's go. Samantha Anderson, he's a genius. Let's go. I'm telling you, we're going to answer this question in a moment. I appreciate y'all rocking with me today. Down South Cowboys. Yes, sir. Sacks are overrated. Ooh, down South. If you think they're overrated, you are about to love what I'm about to bring to this today. Richardson Jr., what up with you? Come on, let's tell the truth. Let's get this thing going. All right, let's get some super chats in here. Tony Luzado, appreciate you. Tony Luzado, appreciate you helping me on that dinner yesterday. Appreciate you, my brother. Let's go. All right, I'm gonna greet the rest of y'all as we come in, man. I got a lot to cover on this Saturday afternoon. Let me get a couple more pick and pop up in this thing. What's going on? Walter Gallman, appreciate that $1.49. It's a rainbow. All right, let's go. All right, I'm gonna greet some of y'all as we keep going with going on with the show. But I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Let's get this thing going. I don't want to keep the intro too long. So many of y'all coming in. I appreciate y'all rocking with me on a Saturday afternoon. You could have been anywhere, but you have chosen to come here and be with me. So I appreciate you. So let's get at this subject matter that I want to deal with today. Is Jerry Jones a genius? We're going to have to, I don't think we can fully answer this question right now. But I want you to think about what Jerry Jones, I think sometimes we have to step back. We have to step back for a moment so that we can see the forest because the trees get in the way. Sometimes the trees get in the way. But I want us to think for a moment. We're going to have to really see how this season and the next 3 seasons shakes down. Because I don't think people can fully grasp. People keep judging Jerry Jones. And now we got a lot of people, they're judging Jerry Jones on the last 29 years. I totally understand. We're judging Jerry Jones. Some people are judging Jerry Jones on the Micah Parsons stuff. I totally understand. I understand why people are in their feelings. But it's not the last 29 years I'm concerned about now. Because I can't do anything about the last 29 years. We're on the 30th year. So the only thing I can do now is say, well, what is Jerry Jones doing right now? I want you to think about the whirlwind of moves that Jerry Jones and the front office have made in one single season. It is mind-blowing. It is mind-blowing what Jerry Jones has done in one single season. I've been saying this for the longest. I'll tell you this. If you ask me, it would be the perfect ending for this season for the Cowboys to go to the Super Bowl. It would be the perfect ending. 30th year anniversary of us not winning the Super Bowl, basically. 30 years since we've been there. fired, well, we can't say fired, didn't re-sign Jimmy some 33 years ago. Just watching the ups and the downs of this team and watching Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones, I think we're going to keep it real. I think the reality is we've been watching Jerry and Stephen Jones trying to understand what a GM is. This was the issue all along between Jimmy and Jerry. Jerry loves football. He's always loved football. The only problem is that Jerry, especially in the beginning, didn't quite have the football acumen that he needed to put together a championship level team. So what did he do? He went and got Jimmy Johnson to do it. He trusted Jimmy Johnson. He gambled on Jimmy Johnson. He let Jimmy Johnson help him, and especially as it pertained to football stuff. Jimmy, because he came from a championship program in college, Jimmy comes to the pros. His ear at that point in time, especially, is so close to the college game, the talent that has came out of college and the talent in college. Jimmy was great with people as far as he was great with players. Jimmy knew talent. Jimmy not only knew talent, Jimmy knew X's and O's. Jimmy understood I need great coaches. And so Jerry trusted Jimmy to bring in those coaches. And we saw what it turned into. And so some 33 years removed, Jerry has been trying his best to get to a point to where he could actually put together something and do it his way and say, I did it my way. Because even when he brought in Barry Switzer, people said, no, you didn't do it your way, because that was Jimmy's team. So now Jerry is taking now the biggest gamble ever. The biggest gamble of his career. Jerry is doing all of this in one single season. Let me count the ways. He brings in Brian Schottenheimer. 20 plus years something offensive coordinator. A little old too for an offensive coordinator from this perspective. A lot of people, they go for the young hot shots. Now Jerry decided to take a gamble on Brian Schottenheimer. Then he brings in an entirely new coaching staff, minus the tight end coach. I don't think we understand. I think sometimes we get spoiled as Dallas Cowboys because we sometimes have some crazy things happening that when things like this actually start happening, we're kind of sitting here like, man, no big deal, same old Jerry. That's not same old Jerry. Jerry will hire coaches and he won't even let them even hire. He'll barely let them hire 5 or 6 coaches. Jerry will normally handle all the coaches. Brian Schottenheimer interviewed all the coaches. These all seem to be the coaches that Brian Schottenheimer wanted. Then Jerry said, I'm going to take an even bigger gamble. We're going to go out here in free agency. We're going to pick up all these first round draft picks. We're going to pick up Paris Campbell. We're going to pick up Peyton Turner. We're going to pick up Kyer Elam. We're going to pick up these first round players. We're going to go out here and take a chance on bringing in so many different players. But then the one that really blew everybody's mind, they had a great draft. Everybody was shocked at the draft the Cowboys had. And I am blown away at how people are trying to now push back on Donovan Ezaraku all of a sudden since Micah Parsons is out the door. All of a sudden now, Micah Parsons ain't this. All of a sudden now, Donovan Ezaraku ain't this. Donovan Ezaraku ain't that. He didn't show anything in the preseason. That was by design, I'm telling you. Brian Schottenheimer purposely made everything vanilla. Brian Schottenheimer did not want, and I'm telling you, we know this to be true. He did not want Donovan Ezaraku out there. Matt Eberflus did not want Donovan Ezaraku out there showing every move that you have in your repertoire. Show every move. Brian has been expressing this over and over and over. They don't want anybody to even have an inkling of what they're capable of, offensively and defensively. They have kept everything as it applies to this starting offense and defense. They have kept it under wraps as it applied to preseason. But Jerry took a huge gamble. George Pickens. Rumor has it, nobody wanted George Pickens on their team. Nobody was willing to bring George Pickens into their locker room. But what did Jerry Jones do? Jerry Jones gambled. And Will McClay said this was all Jerry Jones and Brian Schottenheimer. And if you telling me it was Jerry Jones and Brian Schottenheimer, then I'm telling you it was all Jerry Jones for the most part. Jerry Jones brought in George Pickens, especially for Dak Prescott. Jerry Jones, then, he's playing around with the Micah Parsons contract. And I was one of the ones who was saying, I won't believe that Jerry would trade Micah Parsons. I just didn't believe he would. I had said before that Jerry Jones was at war with athletes first. I said it. I didn't hear anybody else saying it. I said it. I said he was at war with them. And I said that at some point, Jerry is going to have to make a stand on athletes first. And let me tell you something. This thing with Micah Parsons and Jerry Jones, this is why I'm turning the page on it also. This seems like to me like a domestic dispute. This is like a girlfriend and a boyfriend who've been dating for a long time. Somebody started giving somebody ultimatums. Somebody started daring somebody. And then when the breakup shakes down, the reality is we don't even know which story is true. I can tell you in this instance, Jerry Jones' story sounds the most valid out of the two stories that we've heard. But nevertheless, it don't matter in the grand scheme of things because Jerry made a choice. People keep talking about, no, Jerry made a choice. It wasn't Micah Parsons' choice. It was Jerry's choice to gamble and say, I'm not allowing you, and these people who keep underplaying this, I believe what Jerry is saying. Jerry keeps letting a little bit more and a little bit more come out. He negotiated, Micah Parsons negotiated a deal with Jerry Jones. It is fact. We can't deny it. We got to stop playing like he didn't. He did. Not only did he negotiate the deal, he went to him once, Jerry said, and they came to a number. He came back to him again. They came to a number. Jerry turned him over to Steve and they negotiated and they came to a number. And then when they typed up everything that Micah, Steven, and Jerry had negotiated, and then they want to give it to David Mulugeta. David Mulugeta says, now we can start negotiating. Jerry said, heck to the no. I don't understand why people are mad at Jerry Jones for just standing on that much business. But at the end of the day, no matter what's true or not, Jerry is taking another big gamble. Jerry traded Micah Parsons. Can we take a breath for a moment? All of this in one season? Cowboy fans, I think we need to take a breath. I think, woosah. This has been an incredible journey. From the moment they let go of Mike McCarthy, hired Brian Schottenheimer, bringing on that staff, free agency, draft, George Pickens, Micah Parsons contract, and anything in between that. Do we not realize what a whirlwind of a season we've already had? It's been crazy. And in all of this, for everybody hating on Jerry Jones, when I think about Brian Schottenheimer, in my mind, I'm saying it's an A+ higher, but I got to let it develop on the field. So at face value right now, I still give Brian Schottenheimer, without seeing no play on the field, just the way he's conducted himself, the way he's conducted business, I would still have to give it a B minus. The coaching staff, B minus. I'm talking with seeing nothing. I'm not even being critical on Brian, just with seeing nothing other than what I've seen him do all the way from the time he was hired, his diligence, his attention to detail, the things that he's implemented, the thing that I see that he's trying to do so desperately, and the way he's been handling a lot of it so calm, cool, and collected. I give him a B minus without seeing nothing on this thing. A lot of people are just really trying to put Brian Schottenheimer on the hook. I'm telling you now, if Brian Schottenheimer can get this thing to 9 or 10 wins, I'm giving him an A. But I think he's going to do better than 9 or 10. I think he's going to do better than 8 or 9 wins. I think they're going to get double-digit wins. Brian Schottenheimer, by the time it's all said and done, may absolutely be in the running for the coach of the year. But this gamble, and George Pickens, the Cowboys, I believe, will sign George Pickens. I've been saying this from the beginning. All of this has been pointing to George Pickens. All of this has been pointing to George Pickens because the one thing I know about Jerry Jones, he loves offense. He loves offense. Offense scores points. Offense gets people excited. Offense gets the endorsements. Offense, offense, offense. But Jerry has made a move that people right now, we're either going to be saying at the end of this season that Jerry is either crazy or he's a genius because he let go of Micah Parsons. And so the question is he genius or is he crazy? Because I've been saying this, that if you were to wrap up the Micah Parsons thing and just move it out of the way for a moment, let's just say it never happened. If you look at every move that Jerry made, and I said this before and it makes people mad, but if you look at every move that Jerry has made since he hired Brian Schottenheimer, every move the front office have made, genius. Tell me one thing that hasn't been genius. Let me read these super chats and I'm going to come down to the chat. I want y'all to tell me what y'all think on this. If we were to wrap the Micah Parsons issue up, and let's say it never happened, would you say Jerry Jones, based on everything you've seen other than Micah Parsons right now, from the time he hired Brian Schottenheimer to right now, minus Micah Parsons, is he a genius or is he crazy? Tell me what you think. Let me read these super chats. My man Mills up in here. What's this? He said, I love that we are going to be violent on defense. Yes, sir, Mills. I think this defense is going to be fantastic. I don't care what anyone says. I think this defense is going to be fantastic. Down South Cowboy 504. Appreciate that super chat. Down South Cowboy said that wasn't all, Jimmy. Hold on, let me read this. I love what he said. He said that wasn't all, Jimmy. Jerry told Jimmy, Troy's the guy. Facts. I brought this up, Down South Cowboy. Jimmy was full well ready to let Steve Berline compete for that job, and he was also willing to let Steve Walsh compete for that job. And Jerry called him into the office and said, Troy is the quarterback of this franchise. Yeah, he said Troy's the guy. Jerry went out and got Haley and Prime. Jimmy didn't like Troy at all. Yep. Facts. Facts, Down South Cowboy. Facts. And then again, what's going on, Stephen White? I see you up in here. Susan, what is going on with you? Good to see you. Super Watcher, everybody up in here. Good to see y'all. Y'all tell me what you think. Saran wrap the Micah Parsons issue for a moment. Let's even pretend right now. Let's say that Jerry got Micah Parsons signed in March. So if Jerry got Micah Parsons signed in March and everything that Jerry had done up until this point, would you call him a genius or crazy? A genius or crazy? Because in the grand scheme of things, I've been saying this. If you look at every move, other than the Micah Parsons thing, we would literally be saying this season, wow, genius. And I'm laughing at every person that keeps excoriating Jerry Jones for the Micah Parsons move. What's your thoughts on the Brian Schottenheimer move? What's your thought on the coaching moves? What's your thought on free agency? What's your thought on the draft? What's your thought on George Pickens? People are literally allowing the Micah Parsons issue to taint a great 2025. I'm sorry, but we've been moving so good in 2025. The only problem, Nisi, I don't see you yet, but I see somebody said, what up, Nisi? Nisi up in this thing. What's going on, oh, there she is, my sister. What's going on with you? I'm very interested in your opinion on this too. Saran wrap the Micah Parsons issue. Is Jerry Jones crazy or is he a genius? Because I promise you, and I don't know, some people are so particular. They're always finding something to nitpick about. That even if Jerry would have signed Micah Parsons early, then we would have said that he didn't get us the one tick, even though we're saying that Mozzie. Let me tell you how people talk out of both sides of the mouth. Mozzie is good. Mozzie will be okay. Mozzie ain't that bad. Let me show you, let me show you, let me show you, let me show you. But Jerry still need to go get a one tick. Which one is it? Which one is it? See, I understand some people, all they're ever going to do, no matter what the Cowboys do, is nitpick, 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 nitpick. That's all they're going to do. But in the grand scheme of things, if you take away the Parsons issue, is he crazy or a genius? Crazy or genius? Bobby Murphy, go back and read the NFLPA agreement. A player can negotiate on their own anytime they want to. A player can negotiate their own contract anytime they want to. Anytime they want to. And this is why everybody knows Jerry actually did nothing wrong. And this is why the NFLPA is not pushing it. And this is why Micah Parsons and his agent is not pushing it. Because they know full well. Micah Parsons, if you don't realize it, my brother, Bobby, if you don't realize it, Micah and his agent have been moving real slimy. They've been actually moving real slimy. Because for Micah Parsons to literally try to bait and basically bait and switch Jerry in a sense. Hey, let me renegotiate the contract. Let me negotiate a contract to a certain number. And then when it's time to really get down to the nitty gritty, then I'm going to let my agent come back on top of the astronomical number I've already negotiated. And then he going to come in and he going to put the icing on the cake. Jerry said, I wish I would. You want to talk about moving real slimy? That nobody wants to talk about Bobby Murphy? Mike and his agent were moving real slimy. Because they were actually negotiating. This is why no one wants to talk about it. So when did Jerry give David Mulugeta permission to talk to the Green Bay Packers? Did anybody not realize that Micah said that when it leaked about the Green Bay offer, we came back to the Cowboys? Well, in actuality, you were never supposed to go to Green Bay and get an offer in the first place. But I'm done with the Micah Parsons stuff. No matter what you tell people the truth, they don't want to accept the truth. But Michael was moving real slimy. He was. And people can tell me anything they want to about David Mulugeta. David Mulugeta knows they were moving real slimy. Jerry could very well come back and file tampering on David Mulugeta and the Green Bay Packers. Because what the Green Bay Packers did is absolute tampering. We thought it was mythology. They were already putting in the court of public opinion what they were offering Micah Parsons. They were moving real slimy. But it is what it is. I'm not mad at him at the end of the day. I'm not mad at Micah Parsons. He said he didn't want to be here. So he's not here. End of story. I'm back to Jerry. But is Jerry a genius? Because Jerry has made championship moves. Jerry has made championship moves. The only problem people have with Jerry right now, I'm laughing at the people. They're not complaining about the coaches. They're not complaining about the coach. They're not complaining about the free agency. They're not complaining about the draft. They're not complaining about George Pickens. They are talking out of both sides of their mouth. They want to ignore all the great stuff that Jerry has done that would make him a genius so they can call him crazy because of Micah Parsons. Is Jerry a genius or is Jerry crazy? It is going to be yet to be seen. But I can tell you this. Right now, Jerry is starting to lean a little bit towards genius. Jerry is leaning a little bit towards genius. We're going to see how all this turns out. But this is leaning towards genius level stuff. Because I'm telling you that Jerry has in the back of his head, they thought we were crazy when we traded Herschel Walker too. They thought we were crazy. And a lot of people, some of y'all not old enough. I went to dinner last night and there was a couple there with us. And the guy was born in 1991. He didn't understand half the stuff that was going on with the Cowboys back in the day. A lot of people don't realize. Yeah, they were calling Herschel Walker generational. Yeah, people were calling Herschel Walker generational. If all you people talking about these picks going for Arch Manning, they're not. Jerry's not even, as we used to say back in the day, he ain't studying Arch Manning. He ain't studying him. Jerry is trying to capitalize on a 3-year window with Dak Prescott. 25, 26, and 27. That's what Jerry is focused. Jerry is not focused on Arch Manning. And we're not going to kill Arch Manning over one game today. But can we please stop throwing around generational? Can we just stop throwing it around? Let me read a couple more super chats. And I want to get into these signings that the Cowboys have made just to show you how crazy this has been. Mafia Productions, he said Donovan had way more sacks in college than Micah. Mafia Productions. You know what's crazy? There are people arguing right now saying that Micah is, that EZ didn't do this and do that in the preseason. Not understanding, again, they didn't want him to do this or that in the preseason. Brian Schottenheimer is going to be a genius too. He's either going to be a genius or he's crazy because Brian Schottenheimer has chosen not to show the NFL nothing about what they're going to do. Basically saying that we're going to unleash it all on Philadelphia on Thursday. So we're going to see. This magical playbook and all this stuff that they're going to unleash that nobody has seen is either going to work or it's going to fail. We're going to see. April Showers, appreciate that super chat. I can't believe the narrative of Micah is generational and Dallas has no pass rush without him. Glad you're here for the fan base with facts. April Showers, nobody wants to hear it. I laugh at people who say people are in their feelings when they're the ones in their feelings. And then we got people who are applauding the Green Bay Packers for basically mortgaging their future. To basically say that Micah Parsons is the missing piece. Okay. We're going to see. Because I can tell you this as it applies to Green Bay. Anything short of a Super Bowl is a failure. I'm sorry. Anything short of a Super Bowl with Micah Parsons is a failure. It's a failure. They absolutely have to win the Super Bowl because they have mortgaged their future to bring in one Micah Parsons. Not mad at them. Do what you want to do. Robert M. up in here. What's going on with you? But I want to show you again. I want to show you let me mention the signings as we get ready to get into the signings because this is actually a part of what I've already been explaining. The Cowboys signings. The Cowboys actually got Zion Childress back on the practice squad. Pretty sure a lot of us are glad to hear that. The Cowboys were actually able to get Ryan Flanoy back on the practice squad. Pretty sure a lot of us are glad to hear that. And so when we go back, let's look at 8:30. Let's go and look at the Cowboys depth chart as of now. I want to go over here and pull this up. This is the Cowboys depth chart. But the reason why I want to bring up this depth chart is I also want to bring up this depth chart because I want us to determine whether Jerry is a genius or crazy. So when you look at this depth chart, Jerry extended CeeDee Lamb. We got Tyler Guyton, Tyler Smith, of course, Cooper Beebe. Was Tyler Booker a genius move? Because it's amazing to me how many people are calling Jerry crazy, but then again, he turned around and they drafted Tyler Booker. Jerry Jones is a part of this. They extended Jake Ferguson. The Dallas Cowboys went and got Javonte Williams. The Cowboys they had a really good draft last year. They got Nate Thomas. We look on the defensive side of the offensive side of the ball. The Cowboys also extended Kevontae Turpin. The Cowboys went out and got Joe Milton, the quarterback that so many people are applauding. They went out and got Miles Sanders. When you look at some of these moves, they went out and drafted Jaden Blue. I mean, when you look at some of the things that they've done this year, I mean, you got to ask yourself, are these crazy things or are they genius things? Because my issue becomes is how do you throw away everything the Cowboys have done based on one move? I don't even understand people who do this. When you look on the defensive side of the ball, the Cowboys were able to extend Oso Digizua. The Cowboys brought back in Dante Fowler, got Jack Sanborn, got Kenneth Murray, got Kyer Elam. Continuing to look on the defensive side of the ball, got Solomon Thomas, drafted Jay Toya, drafted Shamar James, went in and got Troyquez Bridges, Reddy Stewart. I mean, when you look at these players, the Cowboys, they extended Marquise Bell. I mean, they got Perion Winfrey, James Houston. When you start thinking about these players that the Cowboys have absolutely brought in, these are absolute genius moves. And Jerry is playing a part in all of this. And so when you think about the signings, when you think about the coaching staff, when you think about everything other than Micah Parsons, is he genius or crazy? Or is he both? Is he both? Because at the end of the day, the only thing that anybody can talk about this season, the only thing that anybody can talk about so far is that they're ticked about the Micah Parsons thing. And some of us, we're not, I mean, it is what it is. But some of us aren't even mad about it. I'm not mad about it. I've been saying I've been saying ever since Brian Schottenheimer, and people were in denial and kept looking for reasons to be in denial. But I'm still saying it. Jerry and Steven been moving different. Jerry and Steven have been moving different. And the thing that I can't respect about what some people are doing, the thing that I can't respect, man, if you want to be mad about Micah Parsons, be mad about Micah Parsons. But to start saying stuff like Cowboys don't have anybody else they don't have anybody that any team is worried about anymore. You sure about that? Maybe it's the fact that because the Cowboys haven't shown anything, that teams don't know what they need to be looking for. That's been Brian Schottenheimer's plan all along. I don't want to give Philadelphia. People don't understand the method to Brian Schottenheimer's madness. I don't want to give Philadelphia something to be concerned about. A.J. Brown has already come out and said it. Yeah, we need to be worried. Some of their other players came out and said, we don't know what to expect from the Cowboys. That's the plan. People don't think when they talk. Why would we want to show everybody, hey, Donovan Ezaraku, let's show the whole NFL world all of Donovan Ezaraku moves. This is either going to pay off or it's going to backfire. But this is exactly where Brian and Matt Eberflus have been. Don't show anybody nothing. All we want is vanilla. So that when we come out against the Philadelphia Eagles, they don't know what the game plan for. I don't understand the people who are so smart. The people who are, they at least they want you to believe they're the smartest people in the room, that nobody seemed to be listening to. The same people who are tout to you that they're listening to us were the same people who were mad about Brian Schottenheimer. They're the same people. They're the same people that were mad about certain moves the Cowboys made, only to flip back a day or two later, talking about, yeah, man, the Cowboys this and the Cowboys that. The same people. The Bible says a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. No. Jerry is either going to be proven to be a genius or he's going to be proven to be crazy. But right now, a lot of the things that Jerry has done, if we were not crying over this Micah Parsons thing, Micah Parsons would be saying, we would be saying, boy, like we're going to be pretty good this season. Because everybody was saying it before the Micah Parsons trade. It is crazy to me that people are literally discounting James Houston, Dante Fowler, Sam Williams, Marshawn Nealon. When you look at the plethora of players the Cowboys have, Jerry did this so sneakily under our noses that we didn't even realize what was going on. But I had already mentioned this. I said that if Jerry wanted to, because I said I didn't think he was going to do it, and I really didn't think he was going to do it. But if Jerry wanted to take this down to the wire, he had the personnel to do it. Jerry Jones has 4 bona fide pass rushers. I would say 1 that is proven, 1 that is semi-proven, and then 2 that we think that should be good to go. Dante Fowler, no matter what no one says, is a proven pass rusher. 10.5 sacks last year. James Houston, a lot of people don't realize before this dude got the ankle injury, James Houston, 8 sacks in his last 7 games. And I'm talking about against top-tier talent. James Houston can rush the passer. Donovan Ezaraku, people need to stop the nonsense. Donovan Ezaraku, 16.5 sacks, defensive player of the year last year in college. Stop playing with me. We know this dude can play. His measurables are similar to Micah Parsons. And just because he hasn't jumped out on us in the preseason, they didn't want him to jump out. Watch how different he looks against Philadelphia. I promise you. Watch how different this dude is going to look when he comes out against Philadelphia and as the season goes on. You watch how Donovan Ezaraku look. Them same people who saying, yeah, man, it's hopeful, it's wishful thinking. They going to be the same people talking about, man, Donovan Ezaraku is this and this and this. Donovan Ezaraku was a bona fide player. And there are a lot of people that had Donovan Ezaraku actually in the first round and not the second. People were shocked that the Cowboys got him in the second round. They were shocked. They were absolutely shocked. I'm telling us right now, this team is going to be way better than everybody thinks. And if there is a motivating factor, I'm telling you, if you've ever played competitive sports, I'm telling you where I am if I'm on this team. And Marshawn Nealon alluded to it yesterday. To hear people say that our defense is nothing without Micah Parsons. tell y'all something that's strange to me. That Sam Williams is all of a sudden, and I don't know, maybe it's because I hadn't been paying attention, but all of a sudden, Sam Williams is posting workout videos. Let me tell you something if I'm Sam Williams. I don't give a doggone what y'all talking about. This is my opportunity to shine. This is my opportunity. I don't care about none. If I'm Sam Williams, and I know he here, because this is where I would be. Care about none of y'all crying. Care about y'all crying about Micah Parsons? I love Micah Parsons. This is my opportunity. If I'm James Houston, I'm on my knees every night praying to God. Thank you for this opportunity. See, players can't do this in front of people because the angry Micah Parsons mob is so mad and attacking everybody who says that we're glad that Micah Parsons has moved on, and I'm glad that he's moved on because at the grand scheme of things, I think Jay Tuck said something that made sense. That even if the Cowboys signed Micah Parsons, it was never going to be the same. Well, if that's the truth, see you later. It was the best thing for the Cowboys, and it was the best thing for Micah Parsons. Y'all do know two things can be true, right? It was the best move for Micah Parsons. It was. It was. Him and Jerry. People keep talking about Jerry got hurt. No, they both got hurt. They both got too personal. They both crossed the line. They both did it. Even if Jerry is more, if you want to say Jerry is more liable and 80 or 90%, I don't care what you give it. But they were both at fault in this. And this is the result. And it's the best result for everybody. It's the best result for the Cowboys. It's the best result for Micah Parsons. It's the best result for the Green Bay Packers. It's the best result for Kenny Clark. It's the best result even for the fan base. The fan base was shattered over this. The fan base was shattered over this. And some of the fan base are still shattered over this. And some of them are talking about, I'm following Micah Parsons. See you later. Shoot, I'm rolling with the Cowboys. I'm rolling. I don't care what Jerry, I'm rolling. I'm rolling because I am a Cowboys fan. I'm rolling. And so, again, when I look at Jerry, I'm just like, whew. Boy, you either about to be the biggest jerk or you are about to be the biggest genius, and people will be eating crow on this man. They're going to be eating crow. They're either going to be eating crow or they're going to be tearing him up. I told you he was dumb. Look at this and look at that. Oh, man, we're going to have some fun at the end of this. Just for fun. Because I want to look at something. Because I ain't gonna have time to do it once we get going Monday. I'm not gonna have time for this. But I want to have some fun today. I want to look at the Green Bay Packers schedule. I want to look at the Green Bay Packers schedule. And I want us to go through that schedule. The Green Bay Packers finished 11-6 last year. So if Michael is what everybody's saying he is, and Michael is an absolute great player, but if Michael is what everybody is saying that he is, then how many more wins should he be good for with the Green Bay Packers? How many wins should he be good for? I heard a media member talking about it was no surprise that the Cowboys were 12 wins 3 seasons in a row with Micah Parsons. Okay. So, 12 wins. So automatically, the Green Bay Packers need to go to 12 to 13 wins instantly. Green Bay Packers made some great moves in the offseason. They did some great things in the draft too. Let me read this. I think I read it, but let me make sure. Oh yeah, I read it. I appreciate you, Showers. But again, I'm telling us. Robert M., let me make sure I acknowledge you, appreciate you. Robert M. said Micah's whole problem was a 4-year deal, not 5. You know what, Robert M., I'm just telling you. I think there's an element to this that we're actually not going to get the truth of. Jerry and Micah both crossed the line. I don't even think this was about money. I don't even think this was about year. I don't think it was about a lot of this stuff. This got personal, real. Where this got personal is when Micah Parsons went to Jerry Jones. Not once, but twice. Then to Steven. Got this thing to where they got it on paper. Sent it to David Mulugeta. And now we're negotiating. It got personal, man. It got super personal. All of this stuff got super, super personal because Jerry took it personal because Micah Parsons had his personal cell phone number. Him and Micah Parsons hanging out at the games. Jerry Jones literally thought he had another son. Shoot, people talking about you must work for Jerry Jones. I tell you what, I don't work for Jerry Jones, but if Jerry Jones wanted me to be one of his illegitimate sons, wanted me to, hey man, I'm gonna help bring you in business with me. I'm gonna make your life good, not only on the field, but off the field. Shoot, man, I'm telling you. Michael Irvin, we listened to him yesterday, and Michael Irvin said it straight up. He said Michael Parsons is the one who lost in this. David Mulugeta has multiple clients. Jerry Jones is going to continue to fill seats. Micah Parsons only has one career. His football career. That's really the moneymaker. Because everything is predicated upon that and the success thereof. But nevertheless, it don't matter how we get the story. I don't think we're ever going to get the entire truth. But at the end of the day, the only thing matters now is Micah Parsons is with the Green Bay Packers and the Cowboys have Kenny Clark. And Jerry Jones at the end of all of this, we're going to determine whether or not, was this man a genius or was he crazy? Because right now I'm leaning very strongly towards Jerry Jones is looking pretty genius right now. When you look at what the Green Bay Packers are not only going to pay for Micah Parsons, but what they're paying for Kenny Clark, they better hit. When I tell you they better hit on Micah Parsons, they better hit on Micah Parsons, because I can tell you this. If I'm the owner or they don't do the, they don't have the owner thing. But however they structure it, for me, that if Matt LaFleur had anything to do with this, if we don't win a Super Bowl with Micah Parsons, you're fired. You're fired. This is a huge gamble for Green Bay. It's funny to me, everybody acting like this is really that big of a deal for the Cowboys in the grand scheme of things. Them same people talking about Cowboys wasn't going to win but 7.5 games. Well, what's the problem then? We wasn't winning but 7.5 games with Micah Parsons. I'm laughing. The very media members who were saying, yeah, man, I got the Cowboys in 8 games. What you mad about? 8 games will not get the Cowboys. When I tell you people are crazy. Many people didn't even have the Cowboys in double-digit wins and still, man. Yeah, man, 7.5 wins, 8 wins. They won't make the playoffs this year. What you mad for then? If we wasn't making the playoffs with Micah Parsons, then what's the problem? Jerry's looking like a genius right now. Jerry put depth on the team so that he could do this. If this is last year, Jerry can't do this. It's not possible to do. Jerry didn't have nowhere near the depth to do something like this last year, but he has the depth this year to literally not only absorb this blow, but I think the one thing that people are especially not giving Jerry Jones credit for is the fact that he brought in Brian Schottenheimer. And that Brian Schottenheimer is helping the players to not only Endure, but embrace this. People can tell me anything they want to. Brian Schottenheimer had been looking so tense for the last 2 to 3 weeks. We had been talking about it. Susan, you remember we were talking about how tense this man looked? Susan Paul, we were talking about how tense this man looked. Some of us on here were talking about how tense this man looked. After this decision came down, man, that man looked so relaxed, it was insane. That man was smiling, relaxed, everything. Even when you look at the players, Marshawn Nealon looked so relaxed to me, it was crazy. He said, yeah, the first 15 minutes, it seemed, it was a little weird feeling. He said, but after that, we went right back to business. Just like I told Ed Water. I got news for us. Newsflash, in case y'all didn't know. These are grown men. And these are grown men. They got mouths to feed, families to take care of. They can't be sitting back as grown men with responsibilities, sulking over one player, saying the season is over, we're not going to perform, we're boycotting the Cowboys, we're not going to give it our best effort, we're not going to try to win, we can't win without one player. What? How dare people even do this? And then have the unmitigated gall to have Cooper Rush as the quarterback last year and Micah Parsons crying over the fact that they lost against the Cincinnati Bengals as if they were really going to the playoffs and doing something. This is crazy to me. The unmitigated gall to say this team is better without Dak Prescott and Cooper Rush and we can go to the playoffs and it's a chance. What? This is crazy talk to me. This is absolute crazy talk. These same people, I'm telling you, these same people. It's crazy talk to me. Man, miss me with this crazy stuff. It's crazy talk. Jerry Jones did the right thing. Jerry Jones, whether we accept it or not, Jerry Jones, and I'm going to tell you something. There is a part of me that believes Jerry Jones did Micah Parsons a favor because he liked him. Two first-round picks in Kenny Clark, and you let this man go to Green Bay? People said the offers started pouring in. If I'm Jerry Jones, man, I'm at least like, hey, man, we about to put this out that we're actually entertaining offers now. And we're entertaining serious offers only. I mean, if I'm Jerry, I'm at least going to wait about another 2 to 3 days and see if maybe we could get a team like Tennessee. Maybe we could get a team like the Jaguars. Heck, maybe we could have got Cleveland. We know what suckers they are. I mean, man, could we have gotten somebody, the Cincinnati Bengals, who desperately need defense? Trey Hendrickson and Michael Parsons together would have been phenomenal. Surely. Dan Quinn in the neighborhood. I mean, doggone it, I know he's in the division. Dan Quinn would have I'm telling y'all now, Dan Quinn would have sold Washington out for Michael Parsons. Dan Quinn would have sold Washington out, pawned his house, his wedding ring, and his watch to get Micah Parsons. There is a part of me that's saying that there was either no offers other than Green Bay it was the best offer they got, or Jerry Jones, who likes Micah Parsons, sent him to a winning organization. It's crazy to me. That part to me is crazy. Or Jerry's going to be a genius. One of the two. Jerry's crazy or he's going to be a genius. Dak fan for life. Appreciate you. He said you spend nothing but facts. Mills 36. He said ESPN Cowboys worse than the NFC East and Dak is done. Appreciate you. My man Robert M up in here. Man, what's going on? Appreciate you. $50 super chat for Robert M. The man is single-handedly almost financed the channel. Robert M. He said, G, thanks for getting us through the Super Bowl, OTAs, minicamp, training camp, and all the way yes, sir. All the way to week 1. Appreciate you. Man, I appreciate y'all. Channel is growing exponentially, man, and it's all about y'all. Y'all have pushed this thing out. We are at 16,000 and counting. I appreciate it. Robert M., boy, I appreciate everything you've done. You have done a lot of things, and boy, a lot of your super chats, we have definitely made some great improvements on this channel. And again, man, salute to you and many others. I appreciate you. Mafia Production said, I think if Diggs comes back and plays pre-injury form, Jerry would trade him too if he can get more good draft capital. Mafia Productions, I think it's a part of the plan. You got to let Trayvon Diggs, if you want to trade him, you got to let him come back and show that he's worth trading. You got to let him show he's worth trading. You do. Trayvon Diggs comes back and he looks good. I believe the Cowboys by midseason will trade Trayvon Diggs too. Because Savon Revel Jr. will be back. And I'm telling you right now, it's amazing how things work out. How many times did y'all hear me say the true leader of this defense is Demarion Overshown? These Cowboys know this man is truly the leader of this defense. And I'm telling you, when this dude come back, this defense going to be on fire. And people are overlooking the fact how much better. Dan Quinn right now, I promise you that Dan Quinn is somewhere saying to somebody, if Jerry would have got me that linebacking core that he has gotten the Cowboys, Dan Quinn is somewhere saying I would have wrecked this league. Dan Quinn is somewhere saying I would have wrecked this league had Jerry gave me those linebackers. Dan Quinn would be losing his mind, even without Micah Parsons. Let me move to another segment of the show. I'm moving past Micah Parsons. We got to stay focused on this team now. And I think this team is shaping up to be everything that we want it to be. I do. I think it is shaping up to be everything we want it to be. And the Cowboys have made a move that even though it don't look right to some now, the Cowboys, if you look at what they look like now, it's like they're trying to go away from the whole star look. And they're trying to move towards the team look. Dak Prescott is a different kind of star. Dak Prescott is a bona fide star. But Dak Prescott is a very humble, a very professional star. CeeDee Lamb is a star. He's a star, but he's also very reserved, where he's not doing a lot of things that are loud and out there in the media. And as I look at this Cowboys team, I can identify the stars. I can identify Dak Prescott. I can identify CeeDee Lamb. I can identify George Pickens. I can even identify Jake Ferguson to a degree. I can identify Kevontae Turpin to a degree. Those are stars. I mean stars on this team. When I look at the Cowboys defense, I see Osa Odigizua. I can see Deron Bland. Even though people don't want to call him a star, Deron Bland's a star. I mean, even on the offense, don't let me forget Tyron Smith. He's a star. Cooper Beebe, shoo, bona fide star. Cooper Beebe has been so good with Dallas, we don't even talk about this dude. That's how good Cooper Beebe is being, y'all. We don't even talk about him. He's been that great. Tyler Booker, he's a star. I mean, you can identify stars defensively. Oso Digizua, star. Deron Bland, star. We still got to give Trayvon Diggs star. Even though I think he's a little louder as a star, but with everything that's happening, we may actually see him become more of a quiet star. You can see stars, but it's like they're more quiet stars. Like we now It's like now when you look at us, it's more of a team. Shannon Sharp said it best. You don't take the best player to the Super Bowl. You take the best team to the Super Bowl. You don't take the best player to the Super Bowl. I'm about to show y'all some stuff that nobody wants to admit. But I'm about to show you some stuff that is about to make some people mad. And the question I'm going to ask you is, are sacks overrated? Are sacks overrated? Because in the grand scheme of things, when we're talking about Micah Parsons, I believe that Micah Parsons could have been one of the greatest run stoppers in NFL history had the Cowboys kept him over at linebacker. I believe he could have been one of the best linebackers to ever do it. But instead, we lined him up at edge rusher. And we, in some respects, we got to be truthful about this. We turned him into a one-trick pony in a sense. We turned him. We allowed him to become a one-trick pony. We allowed him just to line up on the left side of the defense and rush the passer. That's it. One-trick pony. It's not that Micah Parsons couldn't have helped us in the run. Let's be honest. It's not that he couldn't have helped us. But we allowed him to just line up on the left and rush the passer rather than coaching him and elevating his game, putting him in a system, depending upon the opponent, depending upon the situation, lining him up at multiple spots. No. We decided to put him at edge rusher because that's where he wanted to be. And I'm going to tell you something. Jerry Jones actually helped himself out because Jerry Jones was so soft on Micah Parsons, I don't think he would allow anybody to tell Micah Parsons anything. It was basically, y'all let my son alone, let him do what he want to do. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. Mike Zimmer got to the point and just said, I told Michael to line up where he wants to and do what you want to do. Michael was untouchable in Dallas. It's amazing to me. He goes to Green Bay and then they start saying stuff like, we're going to use him in multiple places and even play him and even play him at the linebacker position. What? Really? Okay. Do whatever you want to do. But at the end of the day, Micah Parsons was only known for pass rushing and sacks. That's it. It's not that he couldn't stop the run. I fully believe he would have been one of the greatest linebackers to ever play because of his speed and his pursuit. Let's keep it 100 about him. But as a defensive end, full-time, stupid. Stupid. You don't line up an undersized edge rusher down after down after down after down on the edge. Stupid. Because if I'm a team, it's simple. Run right at him. Run right at him. Don't run away from him. Run at him. Line a tight end up on his side. Chip him with a running back. Pull a guard. I don't care what you do. But wherever you see Micah Parsons, if he's on the left, you run right at him. Go check the tape on this stuff. We did not use him correctly a lot of the time because we became enamored with his pass rushing ability and getting to the quarterback. And so, are sacks overrated? Now, I'm going to tell you where I am on this. Y'all tell me what you think. And then I'm going to go on and I'm going to show you some stats that's going to blow your mind that are absolutely indisputable. They are indisputable stats. Down South Cowboy said, if the Cowboys win 12 or 13 games, Dak 5,000 passing yard, 40 plus TD, he should be MVP and playoffs ready. Down South Cowboy. Let me tell you what I have in my mind. If Dak Prescott, Jamarion Overshown, If those two in particular can stay healthy, the Cowboys are going places. Cowboys are going places. The Cowboys need both of those two players to stay healthy the whole season. Because Demarion Overshown is going to step right in here and be the leader of the defense. He's going to be the leader of the defense. They need him to stay healthy. If he comes back healthy, boy, you want to talk about a team that's going to be fired up? Woo! Boy, we're going to look different. We're going to look different with that dude healthy. Savon Revel Jr. healthy. We're going to look a whole lot different. We're going to get better down the season once we get healthy. But y'all tell me something. Are sacks overrated? I'm going to read some of your comments. And now I'm going to let it catch up on the question. And I'm going to come down and I'm going to read some of your answers. And then I'm going to show you some stats that are going to blow your mind. They're going to blow your mind. Brandy said, I feel like if Michael was still here, he wouldn't try hard to play. Full out. Brandy, I agree. The love was lost between Jerry. The love was lost between Jerry and Micah. This is what happens when you start mixing business and pleasure together. It's a cocktail for disaster. Made man, there's a rock of the truth. He said, trust me, I know from my home state, Jersey, a.k.a. New Jerusalem. Yes, sir. He said, I've seen him up close going back to his high school days. Watch out, E-girls. He's coming. My man, Robert M., channel financier, he said, we dodged a bullet. Kevin Edwards up in here. Welcome to the congregation. He said, I wanted Micah gone when I realized he was about himself. Yeah. Johnny Tunn, he said, in any event, I'm excited with this team and the picks we got for 2026 and 2027. The linemen and the defense will be strong. We'll be fine in the long run. Yeah. And the funny thing is, everybody, even myself, said those picks will be late round picks. Keep on playing. This is a battle of attrition. You never know what's going to happen. Them doggone late round picks could easily turn into top 20 picks. Madman said Michael never did anything in those 12-5 seasons to determine a win for the Dallas. Not one sack a game. Man, I'm telling you, boy. Hey, and it's not that he didn't contribute, man. But boy, there are some people out there talking about this man was the reasons why we won 12 games, 3 seasons. Andrew said, Pastor G, just watch how they move the goalpost without apology. They're going to move it. Hey, let me tell y'all something. I said this before, and now I'm going to even go further. T. Wilson, facts, he said, what's up, T. Wilson? Let me tell you what's even more bonkers. Don't let the Cowboys beat the Eagles on Thursday. Don't let the Cowboys beat the Eagles on Thursday. Don't let the Cowboys beat the Eagles on Thursday with 4 or 5 sacks from different players. Do not let the Cowboys beat the Eagles on Thursday. Boy, you're going to see some people scratching their heads, and they're going to be scrambling to move that goalpost. They're going to have to, oh, well, Jalen Hurts didn't play that. Oh, well, one of the offensive linemen was hurt. Oh, well, they lost some players on the defensive front. They're going to make every excuse if the Cowboys blow the doors off the Eagles come Thursday night. They're going to make every excuse. I promise you they are. I promise you they are. Let me see if I can let me see where y'all are. Are sacks overrated? Are they overrated? That's the question I want to know. That's the answer I want to know from y'all. Do y'all believe that sacks are overrated? Yeah, Maurice Leofau. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Superstar status. He gonna be a boss too. Yeah. Demetrius, you've been saying this. He said, I'm just glad Jerry didn't give Micah the contract and the no trade clause. That's what I was afraid of, the no trade clause. I was afraid of the no trade clause, I was. Travis Beck, He said, this is the most Jerry been active in the offseason, and I really kind of see a Jimmy relationship with Shotty for real. I love that Jerry woke up and did things to help this team this season. I love it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Y'all tell me, are sacks overrated? I'm about to show you something that I went and did the research on this today, and it blew my own mind when I started looking at it. Rip Ripple, he said, if we beat the Eagles, I'm going to be insufferable. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Boy, man, I'm going to be honest with you. There might be people blocking me on X, boy, if they beat the Eagles. Patrick says, gee, sacks are not overrated. It just depends on the timing of them. Bingo, Patrick. Bingo. That's the point I made on X today. People think it's all about the sacks. The sacks are overrated as a number in general. But what matters with the sack is when you get it. It's when you get the sack. It's Aaron Donald at the end of the Cincinnati Bengals, Los Angeles Rams Super Bowl with about a minute to go. They needed a play. Aaron Donald had pretty much been nullified the whole day. And what does he do? He gets to the quarterback at the very time that they need it. It's not the sacks. It's when you get the sacks. It's the impact of the sacks. Do the sacks swing the game? Man, I don't care. I don't care if you get 15 sacks. I don't care if you get 15 sacks against the Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't care if you get 9 sacks against the Cleveland Browns. And then at the end of the season, we're talking about, yeah, G had 21 sacks. Did you go back and check who the games were against? And then we start saying, yeah, G is generational. Yeah, but did you realize that G also got 6 sacks against the Jacksonville Jaguars, 7 sacks against the Carolina Panthers, 9 sacks against the Cleveland Browns? Yeah, man, he got 20 sacks in the season. Yeah, he's generational. What about the other 14 games? It's not the number. When it comes to winning in this league, it's the win. It's the win. Go back and look at Charles Haley's stats. And when you look at Charles Haley's stats, they're mind-blowing. Charles Haley wasn't registering 13 and 14 sacks a season. That's not what he was doing. But if you pay attention to Charles Haley, it was when Charles Haley got the stats. That's what mattered. It was when he got the sacks. Let's see if we can pull this up. And then I'm gonna show you what I really want to show you. So let me show you Charles Haley sacks. Let me show you Charles Haley sacks. Let me show you how people will blow things out of proportion. This is Charles Haley. Look at his sacks. Look at him. 12 sacks his rookie season. 6.5 sacks his second season. 11.5 sacks his third season. 10.5 sacks his fourth season. Y'all do know Micah Parsons got more sacks than Charles Haley in his first 4 seasons. Micah Parsons got 52, I think it was, 52.5. Charles Haley right here just looking kind of off the rip, 33.5, 40. Let me see here, 12, 18.5, 19, 30, 40.5. He got 40.5 sacks in his first 4 seasons. 1989, 10.5 sacks. 16 sacks in 1990. 7 sacks in 1991. Came to the Cowboys in 1992. Look at this. This man was so disruptive. This man had 6 sacks. Charles Haley only had 6 sacks in 19 92, 39 combo tackles, 39 solo tackles. This man got the Associated Press Defensive Player of the Year. Explain it to me. Explain this to me. He got 4 sacks in 93, 12 and a half sacks in 1994. He got 10 and a half sacks in 1995. The Cowboys won the Super Bowl in 92, 93, and 95. And look at these sack totals. It's not the total of sacks. It's win. It's win. Go check the tape on Charles Haley. Never faded in games. You had to know where this man was from the start to the finish of the game. The man don't have historical numbers in the grand scheme of things. He was a historical player. He was a historical player. Look at him in the playoffs. Now, this is where it matters, ain't it? Look at him in the playoffs. 1986, 1 sack. 1987, 1 sack. But look at what happened in the Super Bowl years. 3.5 sacks. 1988. 1989, 1 sack. 1990, 1 sack. 1992, 1 sack. 1993, 1.5 sacks. 1995, 1 sack. But the problem with Charles Haley, it was the disruptor he was of a game. Even when he was not getting sacks, he was destroying football games. And that's why I don't really necessarily hear people call Charles Haley a generational talent. He's got 5 Super Bowls. Why have we made such a big deal out of sacks in this league? Why have we made this all of a sudden into the end-all, be-all to how we pay edge rushers? I mean, in the grand scheme of things, if we really want to be real about it, we might should be paying our interior defensive linemen more than we're paying our edge rushers. Show me a team that's got the best defensive tackles in football, and I'm gonna show you a team that's winning Super Bowls. King by Blood said sacks are overrated when you only get sacks when you're up by 17. It is when you get the sacks. It is when you get the sacks. And we blow this stat. We blow this stat out of the water. Pure game, and I'm with you. We are creating a real team now. We got a team. Jerry is no longer about the stars. Jerry is about the team, and I'm going to give him credit for it. And he's either going to be a genius or he's going to be crazy. But I like a team. Let me see what's going on. Bog Daddy, he says sacks aren't overrated. Here it is again. If they come in a timely manner, it's when you get them, and it's who you get them against. I'm just being 100% real. I don't care if you get 9 sacks against the Cleveland Browns. I don't care. I don't care if you get 12 sacks against the Cleveland Browns. But if you're going to get me 4 sacks against the Buffalo Bills, if you're going to get me 3 or 4 sacks against the Kansas City Chiefs, if you're going to get those sacks late, if you're going to spread them out at pivotal moments of a game, if you're going to stop a big-time 4th down, if you're going to stop a drive that's going to bring that team ahead at the half, if you're going to stop this team on the last drive of the game with a sack, then that sack is more significant and worth more than 6 sacks against a trash team like the Carolina Panthers. It's when you get those sacks. And that's the part people don't want to admit. It's when. Quentin Scott said, hey, G, remember when they said Dak when they said Dak done later since Michael drafted 11th round. Oh, Dak is done since what says what Dak has done maybe later. Help me out, Quinn. Hold on. 4 years later, Dak staying. Next year, Michael, bye. Next movie, Jerry Jones, Yoda. I get you. Yep. Alfredo Morales says, "Shoo, the Cowboys win versus the Eagles, and I'm going to give the world." He said, "I'm going to give the word cocky a whole new meaning." Boy, I'm telling you, boy, the Cowboys beat these Eagles. I want to see what every media member are going to say. For all of them who said, "Yeah, man, yeah, this and that," I want to see. I want to see what they do. Terrence Washington said, "If we beat the Pigeons, I will leave a bunch of voicemails in August phone because he will be charging me." Yes, sir. Yes, sir, boy, I'm telling you. Yeah, Sir Nose, what's up in here? Yeah, that's courtesy of Sir Nose. The 5 drum beats, yes, sir. You go, this your house. Yes, sir, them 5 beats come from Sir Nose. Again, man, I'm about to show you now, though. I'm going to show you how sacks are overrated when it comes to the total number. Sacks are about when you get them. The number of sacks, that's for the contracts. That's for that's for those arguments. That's for when people are voting on, stuff like Defensive Player of the Year, MVP, because some people will ignore players who have had a more impact with less tackles, less sacks, but had a more impact on their team, and they'll give all of these accolades to players who get all of the stats, but they're not getting the wins. They're not getting the wins. They're not helping their team with the wins. Let me show you something crazy. Looking at this today. I want you to look at the top sack teams of 2024. Y'all ready for something that's about to blow your mind? When I looked at this stat, I said, wait, what? Watch this. Let me show you something that's about to blow your mind. Feast your eyes on this. This is the NFL team passing defensive stats of 2024. This is the top pass rushing teams in the league from greatest to least. Look at this. This is the sack totals over here. This is the sack totals. Tell me this isn't banana bonkers. The Denver Broncos had 63 sacks. Did they go to the Super Bowl? Let me look at something real quick. Y'all tell me that the Denver Broncos go to the Super Bowl. I'm going to show you something fascinating about this. Did the Denver Broncos go to the Super Bowl? Tell me if they did. I just want to make sure. Maybe my mind is bad. Tell me that the Denver Broncos go to the Super Bowl. The Baltimore Ravens had 54 sacks. Did the Baltimore Ravens go to the Super Bowl? Help me out. Did the Baltimore Ravens go to the Super Bowl? Hold on a second. Who is it with 52 sacks? I made this same argument last year. The Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys, 52 sacks? What? Hold on a second. 52. Y'all help me out. Did we win a Super Bowl last year? Hold on. Did we go to the Super Bowl last year? Did we make the playoffs last year? Anybody see a correlation? Hold on a second. Houston Texans, 49 sacks. They go to Super Bowl. Minnesota Vikings, 49 sacks. They go to Super Bowl. Los Angeles Chargers, 46 sacks. They go to Super Bowl. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 46 sacks. They go to Super Bowl. Hold on a second. Green Bay Packers had 45 sacks and they didn't go to the Super Bowl? So you telling me that even if the Green Bay Packers were to increase their Super Bowl, to increase their sacks from 45 to 55, the Baltimore Ravens had 54, the Broncos got 63, you're telling me that even if they get 63 sacks, that don't guarantee a Super Bowl? Strange to me. Wait, hold on a second. The New York Giants had 45 sacks. They didn't even go to, did they go to the playoffs? Hold on a second. Seattle Seahawks, 45. New York Jets, trash, 43. Washington Commanders, 43. Arizona Cardinals, 41. Cleveland Browns, 41. Hold on a second. Why are all these teams with all these sacks not in the Super Bowl? Why? Why are they not in the Super Bowl? When I look at the top 15 teams in sacks, somebody explain to me, why are they not in the top 4? Why were they not in the Final 4? These teams aren't even in the Final 4. Wait a minute. The Philadelphia Eagles? You telling me the Philadelphia Eagles with only 41 sacks? The Philadelphia Eagles with only 41 sacks won the Super Bowl? Get out of here. No way. How do you have a pass rush like the Philadelphia Eagles had, and you only have 41 sacks? You see the problem? Do y'all see the problem? It's strange to me that the two teams that went to the Super Bowl are mid-pack at best in sacks. But y'all want to know what I find to be real strange? Look at the defensive tackle play of both of those teams. Look at the defensive tackle play of both of those teams. Chris Long is off the chain. I mean, not Chris Long. What's his name? Chris Jones? Defensive tackle, Kansas City Chiefs. If I'm not mistaken, he's a defensive tackle. Philadelphia Eagles, defensive tackle play was literally insane. Nobody finds it to be strange that the final 4 teams, their sack totals were not that astronomical. Look at the Buffalo Bills, 39 sacks. Buffalo Bills, 39 sacks. Kansas City Chiefs, 39 sacks. The final 4 teams, Philadelphia Eagles, 41 sacks. Washington Commanders, 43 sacks. Hold on a second. So you're telling me that just because you have a tremendous amount of sacks, that doesn't equate to winning in the playoffs, nor does it equate to winning the Super Bowl? How many times have we said it? If you can control both lines of scrimmage, you win Super Bowls. You win Super Bowls. The one thing that people don't give the 92-93 Cowboys credit for is their defensive tackle play. The Cowboys had the number one defense in football. The Cowboys could move furniture on people. They were incredible. Travis Toole, he said, "Good show, G. Remember, every quarterback takes pressure up the middle, something we haven't had in years. Combine that within the speed, depth on the outsides." They said it in the documentary. What made Dallas so dangerous? When Charles Haley came to town. Now you got to pick your poison. Are you going to block Charles Haley? Because if you don't block, if you dedicated to Charles Haley, here come Tony Casillas. If you dedicated to Tony Casillas and the rest of the line, here come Charles Haley. The Cowboys actually have realized they don't need a pass rusher the level of Micah Parsons. It's great to have a pass rusher the level of Micah Parsons. Don't get me wrong. You don't really need a pass rusher with the level of Micah Parsons as much as you need defensive tackle play that is so disruptive that you then force quarterbacks to the outside to where if you just got good defensive ends, they'll get those sacks. They'll get them. They will get them. They get them. This is what the Cowboys have been needing, and we all know it. We all know this is what the Cowboys have been needing, is defensive tackle play. And people can tell me anything they want to about Kenny Clark. Shoot, Kenny Clark is good. Nobody's saying that Kenny Clark is a doggone he's a three-time Pro Bowler. But nobody is saying that he's a generational defensive tackle. I don't even know if you necessarily need a generational defensive tackle. Can you just get one to do his doggone job? That's all we're asking. Can we get one to just do his job? We're not asking, hey, we want the best defensive tackle in football. That's not what we're asking. Can you just get us a defensive tackle that can play defensive tackle? That's all we're asking. Just get us somebody that can play the position. You got an offense that's going to put up points. I say by game 5 or 6, the Cowboys should be like full throttle. I'm preparing myself. I'm preparing myself in the first 3 to 4 games. I'm preparing myself for an offense that has not played together this entire preseason. I'm preparing myself. But I'm also confident in Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb. I'm confident that they can hit the ground running. I'm confident that George Pickens is still going to be George Pickens. I'm confident that Kevontae Turpin is going to be such a new wrinkle for this offense that it's going to put a hurting on some people. I think the Cowboys, even early on, are going to be able to score some points, but I don't think they're going to be in the beginning what they're going to be by midseason. The Cowboys are going to be a problem by midseason, I believe, as long as they stay healthy. They'll be a problem by midseason. Everybody will be used to playing with each other, and they will be a problem. But the stats that I'm showing you, they are indisputable. It is not the total number of sacks that you get that determine whether or not you're winning the Super Bowl. Sacks are overrated if you're getting them against trash teams. Sacks are more valuable. This is the same thing I was saying last year, and some people were mad about it. Even when you talk about quarterback pressure, all quarterback pressure is not created the same. There are quarterbacks out there that eat pressure. This whole rush 4, drop 7, That was designed for quarterbacks like Dak, Mahomes. It was designed for Joe Burrow. It was designed for quarterbacks. Go check Dak's stats against the rush when they were trying to blitz. Go check his stats against the blitz. They were incredible. Teams got smart. Well, let's stop blitzing him. How about we just rush 4 and drop 7? And if our front 4 can get to Dak Prescott, now we're gonna force him to make pinpoint accurate, tight window throws because we got 7 men in pass coverage. It's simple. This is how you beat these type of quarterbacks. Now we got a team to where you're gonna have a hard time doing that. Because now we actually have wide receivers that will literally drive the defense out of plays and down the field depending upon where they're running. There's not going to be any more single high safety on the Cowboys. If you do, you're going to pay the cost. The Cowboys are going to be a problem. And so when you talk about sacks and things of that nature, it's when you get them. It's when you get them. It's the impact they have on the game. Don't tell me about the quarterback pressures. The people who say stat nerds then come back and give you the stats about how many times we got quarterback pressures. Now, which one is it? Are the stats only for when you want to use them? No. All things are not created equal. It's when you get the quarterback pressure, and it's the result of the quarterback pressure. Now tell me, if you got 15 quarterback pressures in a game, what was the result? Was there a fumble? Was there a strip sack fumble? Was there an interception thrown? Was there a turnover on downs? You got to give me the result. Don't give me just the stats with no result so that you can still make your case about, yeah, man, but we got the best pass rusher in the league, or we got the best pass rush in the league. Okay, all that is good enough. But can you tell me what was the result of the pressure? I can tell you what the Kansas City Chiefs, the result was. I can tell you what the result is. Go look in that Super Bowl. Go look at how many times he hit the ground. Go look at how many times he was sacked. Go look at how many times he fumbled. Go look at how many times he threw interceptions. Go look at all of those things, and that is the result of the pressure. We were getting 52 sacks on teams and still losing. Still losing. It's when you get these sacks. It's the situations. It's the outcome. That's what counts. Christopher Cook said, Micah said that we ruined players during Super Bowl week. Ever since that, I was done with him. He said, we will be good. We will be good. A good defense, more balanced. Appreciate that super chat. Straight up. There is no star bigger than the star. There is no star bigger than the star. And Micah Parsons, you can tell by the way people are talking, Micah Parsons was becoming bigger than the star. There is no player bigger than the star with me. Jerry Jones isn't even bigger than the star. I was a Dallas Cowboy fan before Jerry Jones became the owner. No one is bigger than the star. They're not. And we have to make sure that now we build a team. Micah Parsons was unequivocally a great player. Two things can be true. He was a great player. We have to own some of this. And now I'm glad we can start over and don't make this mistake again. Don't ever make a player think he's so great that you don't put him within the system, that you don't coach him, that you don't develop him, that you don't keep trying to make him elevate his game, that you don't ever stop pushing him. The only thing a lot of people did around here in Dallas is continue to blow up the head of Micah Parsons and make him think he was bigger than the team. Yeah, people got to take responsibility for that too. Because Micah Parsons stayed in social media. And if you don't think when everybody is calling you great, that does something to a person's psyche, you don't understand human beings. Even the Bible says, beware when all men praise thee. Beware. It does something to the heads of people. This was the best move again. This was the best move for Micah Parsons. It was the best move for the Dallas Cowboys. D said, are we using this to discredit Micah? Micah had the highest pressure rate of any player in the game. No, D's. I'm using this to tell the truth. We use that stat of the highest pressure rate as if that was a stat that was saying that those were determined or those were determining wins. We were using that as an excuse to say, this is why no matter what, Micah Parsons is this, that, or the other. This isn't even about Micah Parsons, because I'm going to blow your mind with the rest of this. See, people think you start talking about Micah Parsons when you're telling the truth. No, I'm going to hit you with the next part. Let me hit you with the next point. I've already given you the top sack teams. Let me give you the top edge rushers. This is the part that's mind-blowing. This is the part that's absolutely mind-blowing. Watch this part. And this is why I say I believe the entire NFL. I believe the entire NFL needs to start rethinking some of this stuff. I want you to look at the top edge rushers. Let's look at the sack leaders. Look at this. No, don't make this about Micah Parsons, because I'm going to give you something else that's going to blow your mind. Anybody see something strange? So this is ranked all the way from number 1 to number 50. Anybody want to see something strange? Where do the 2 Super Bowl teams' edge rushers rank on this list? Where do they rank? Where do the Super Bowl edge rushers, where do the Super Bowl teams' edge rushers rank on this list? Y'all help me. My eyes ain't working too good. Wait a minute. Are you telling me that on the Super Bowl winning Philadelphia Eagles, are you telling me that the top edge rusher on the Philadelphia Eagles only had 8 sacks? The Super Bowl winning team, the top edge rusher on the team, 8 sacks? What? Wait, I got more for you. You want to get even more ridiculous? Let's get even more ridiculous. Hold on a second. Wait a minute. You telling me on the Super Bowl losing team, the highest sack total on their team by a player from George Karlaftis, 8 sacks? What? I'm going somewhere. Isn't this strange? Hold on a second. Where are the Buffalo Bills on this list? Wait a minute. Where are the Buffalo Bills? Oh, wait a minute. The Buffalo Bills, Greg Rousseau, 8 sacks? Super Bowl. Anybody see a theme here? Anybody see a theme here? Wait a minute. Von Miller, 6 sacks? What? Nolan Smith Jr. for the Eagles, 6.5 sacks? What? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Hold on. Something ain't adding up. Because somebody says, nah, G, nah. But you don't understand. Because those edge rushers, they enable the rest of the defense to do other things. Your argument is still destroyed. Because why is it the teams with the top edge rushers in the league, they're going nowhere fast? Let me show you something else that's mind-blowing. See, I want y'all to understand this isn't about Micah Parsons. I'm just showing you this is eye-opening. This is eye-opening when you really boil this down. Y'all ready for this part? Some of us ain't ready for this truth. Some of us ain't ready for this truth. Y'all ready for some more truth? They ain't ready for it. Hold on a second. Micah Parsons, top paid pass rusher, no Super Bowl. $136 million guaranteed. $120 million fully guaranteed. $46.5 million a year. TJ Watt, $41 million a year. $108 million guaranteed. $108 million fully guaranteed. No Super Bowls. Myles Garrett, who is arguably the best on the list, $123 million. $88 million fully guaranteed. No Super Bowls and no Super Bowls in sight. Daniel Hunter, $54 million. $54 million guaranteed. Daniel Hunter, Texans look pretty good, but they haven't sniffed a Super Bowl either. Anybody see a theme here? Anybody see a theme? Maybe you're not catching it. Hold on a second. Nick Bosa, of all the people on this list, Nick Bosa, Super Bowl. Just had Super Bowl, and I'm sure been to the Super Bowl, but haven't won. Nick Bosa, arguably the second best defensive end overall on this list. Nick Bosa, $122 million, $88 million fully guaranteed. Still no Super Bowl. If I'm not mistaken, Trey Hendrickson was around the Cincinnati Bengals when they went to the Super Bowl. $20 million fully guaranteed. No Super Bowl. Being no win. The rest of this is pathetic almost. Josh Hines Allen. Look at the money. $88 million, $76 million fully guaranteed. Brian Burns, $87 million, $76 million fully guaranteed. Montez Sweat, we'll give him credit. $72 million, $41 million guaranteed. If I'm not mistaken, is this not the Sweat? And maybe that was Josh Sweat. I don't even think it. I don't even think that's Sweat from, I thought that was Sweat from the Eagles. But maybe it's not. But I'm giving you simple mathematics. When you look at the top edge rushers in this league, tell me how paying the top edge rushers in the league. Somebody have to tell me how is paying these guys this type of money, how is it equating into Super Bowls? Because I can tell you from looking at this list, other than Nick Bosa, it's not. Indisputable facts. Indisputable facts. Somebody tell me, when do you think TJ Watt gonna get his Super Bowl? When you think it is? Because when I look at their quarterback situation, Aaron Rodgers, who's not Aaron bleeping Rodgers, now he's kind of like Aaron Rodgers. Anybody see a Super Bowl this year? Myles Garrett, we ain't even got to have this conversation. Myles Garrett, I don't see him sniffing a Super Bowl. He's going to be one of the greatest waste of talents on this side of I don't know who. Daniel Hunter, I don't see them getting a Super Bowl this year. The Raiders, they are at least 2 to 3 years out, if even then. Nick Bosa, the team is rebuilding. Probably not going to happen in the next 2 to 3 years. Trey Hendrickson still hadn't got Joe Burrow a defense. He can play. They'll get in the playoffs, but other than that, no. When you go down all of these high-paid defensive ends, these high-paid edge rushers, I'm sorry, Josh Sweat is with the Cardinals. I skipped over him. There he is. He's got the money. Josh Sweat, he does have a Super Bowl. And if you are comparing him, in my estimation, to these other players with the money they're getting paid, Josh Sweat is probably underpaid, seeing the effect that he had on the Super Bowl against the doggone Kansas City Chiefs. Josh Sweat on this list, as far as I can see, Josh Sweat, Super Bowl. Rest of them, nothing. Nothing. And we're paying edge rushers. We're getting in quarterback territory. They don't touch the ball unless they strip, sack, fumble. And a lot of them aren't doing that on a consistent basis. They're not running the ball. They're not catching the ball. They're not throwing the ball. They're not scoring points on a regular basis. Meanwhile, we're calling these players game changers. But tell me, when have these players taken their teams to Super Bowls? I just wonder in all of the stuff that we're talking about. I just wonder if Jerry Jones looked at this. I wonder if their front office even looked at this, because I'm telling you this. A lot of people are making this about all of this other stuff, but I'm just telling you from a common sense perspective. There is no way that I'm paying a non-quarterback that kind of money. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not paying a non-quarterback that kind of money. It is clear they're not making the impact that we're claiming. The reality is of this game is that your interior defensive line play, that if you can pressure up the middle, you automatically, in a lot of cases, you're going to create mistakes by the quarterback, and you're going to get your edge rushers, even if they're not great. You're going to get them sacks when it matters, when it counts. And you don't need the top edge rushers in this game to win Super Bowls. And the Green Bay Packers, I hope this works out for them. I hope this works out for them. Because I'm telling you this, anything less than a Super Bowl for the Green Bay Packers is a failure. Anything less than a Super Bowl is a failure. They were already winning. They were already going to the playoffs. Anything less than a Super Bowl is a failure. This isn't about Micah Parsons. I think that this NFL really needs to look at the edge position and really start asking itself, what difference are these guys really making? Because the reality is, to me, it's like we're saying they're like the quarterbacks of the defense from this perspective. Those are the exciting plays. The quarterback sack. That's what we like to see. So we're paying the guys who get us the sacks. We're paying them the money, when in reality, the games are won on the interior. Whoever controls the line of scrimmage offensively and defensively, and if you can control them both, you're going to the Super Bowl. You're going. There is no doubt about it. You're going. Unless your offense is so high flying. I mean, your offense better be so high flying. Bro, you better be putting up 35, 42 points to overcome what you can't do in the trenches. You better be sure enough killing it. But I'm telling us, this isn't about Micah Parsons. He's just a part of the discussion. We have been paying these edge rushers all this money. Show me the net Super Bowls. Show me. Nick Bosa, as good as he is, even Nick Bosa has not been able to get Kyle Shanahan over the hump. He hasn't been able to do it. He hasn't been able to do it. I'm just giving you the facts. I'm giving you the facts. Whether people, they can come with any excuse they want to, but this is indisputable. C. Burleson said none of the top edge rusher won Super Bowls. Only top defensive tackles have. Vita Vea, Aaron Donald, Jalen Carter, Chris Jones. Say it with your chest, C. Burleson. Say it with your chest out. We got to keep it a bean. Say it with your chest out, man. Yes, we really need to rethink how we're paying these edge rushers. And this is why I'm going to ask you now. Is Jerry crazy or he's a genius? Because to commit that kind of money to a non-quarterback, it's crazy work to me. Tyrone Church said, that's actually true. Defensive tackle over the edge rushers. But you know what our problem is, Tyrone Church? You want to know what our problem is? The edge rusher is sexy. The edge rusher is sexy. Because everybody liked that quarterback sack. They like if you can knock that quarterback out the game. They like if you can strip sack fumble that quarterback. They like if you can cause that quarterback to throw an interception. They love all this stuff. They love it. And none of it's equating into Super Bowls. None of it. Watts District Game Over said, I noticed when they double team Micah Parsons, they take him out the game, and he got took out the game a lot last season, so bye-bye. I hope you're happy in Green Bay. Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell you something. Boy, when you got some defensive tackles that can rush the passer, whoa! They hard to take out of the game. See, when you got an edge rusher, yeah, you can put a tight end over there. Yeah, you can pull that guard. Yeah, you can get that running back out there to chip. But when you got defensive tackles and they can stop the run and they can push you back into the backfield and they can push your offensive line into the lap of the quarterback, bro, I don't care if you chipping. I don't care if you got a tight end in motion running up the middle. I don't care if you pulling your left tackle, your right. I don't care who you're pulling. When you can get that pressure up the middle and clog up that middle, boy, it turns the most dynamic offenses into silly putty. Ask Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes had to have therapy after that Kansas City. He had to have therapy after that Philadelphia Eagle game. Patrick Mahomes still having nightmares. Man, having a midlife crisis right now. Man, when he cut his hair and everything. That they put something on Patrick Mahomes, that man ain't gonna never forget. I bet you Patrick Mahomes hadn't been beat up like that. I bet you he ain't been beat up like that in high school or college. The Philadelphia Eagles put a literal beating on this man up the middle of the field. Up the middle of the field. I'm telling this man, we are putting way too much emphasis. It's not just the Cowboys that are doing this. Y'all got to make me understand. Why would the Cleveland Browns extend Myles Garrett on a team that's going nowhere? What? I wish I would. I wish I would have paid Myles Garrett. I'd have did exactly what the Cowboys did. Maybe not exactly, but I'd have did similar to what the Cowboys did. I would have found me a team with a very good defensive tackle. I'd have found me a team with a good defensive tackle with some draft picks, willing to give up some draft picks, and I would have traded them Myles Garrett for a defensive tackle. I'd have took those picks, and I would have got me some edge rushers, and I wouldn't have needed the best edge rushers in the game. Just give me some good ones. I'd rather have the best defensive tackles in the game than the best edge rushers in the game. Shoot, hey, I'm telling you straight up. I'd rather have the best defensive tackles in the game than the best edge rushers. Miss Matrix up in this thing. What's going on, Miss Matrix? She said, I'm always super late, but ready to scheme up against these filthy Eagles. Let me tell you something. Jerry gonna look like a genius. Jerry's gonna look like a genius. If Kenny Clark come up in this thing, and in 1 week, and they hold the Philadelphia Eagles to less than 100 yards, if they put the kibosh on this man, Jalen Hurts, and turn him into a quarterback, and then they beat these boys because of the defense, put the kibosh on these boys, and stop the run against the #1 running team in the league, shoot, tell me anything you want to. We're going to be calling Jerry a genius. We're going to be calling Jerry a genius, or either people are going to be moving the goalpost. I'm telling you now, this isn't about Micah Parsons. This is about this league is doing something very dangerous. This league is putting way too much emphasis and money into edge rushers that are not getting them the results. I don't care. Trey Hendrickson. Has anybody paid attention to Trey Hendrickson? Does anybody not realize that Trey Hendrickson, not 1 year, can somebody explain to me why Trey Hendrickson has 35 sacks in 2 seasons, 17 and a half sacks back to back? Cincinnati Bengals not in the Super Bowl. Where is it equaling out? Where is it where Myles Garrett is moving the needle for Cleveland? Where are these players moving the needle for these teams? And even when you look at the edge rushers on the top teams, they're not out here. Any of them are barely registering double-digit sacks. They're barely registering this stuff. The doggone Houston Texans got not 1 but 2 edge rushers on here. 2 edge rushers. It's not equating. It's not equating to these actually equaling into wins. It's not adding up. It's not. And people are going to have to deal with this. Where's Chris Jones? Defensive tackle. Where's Chris Jones? Where is he on the sack list? Where is he? Where is he? I don't see him on the top 50. Where is he? But he's pushing that offensive line in the lap of opposing teams. Philadelphia Eagles have a very good offensive line. He wasn't able to do it against them. Even though they got there some, they weren't able to do it to them. It is not equating. I don't know how else to I don't know any other way to slice this. It is not equating. It's not just a Micah Parsons thing. It's an NFL thing. When are they going to wake up? Why are they putting all of this money? Why are they putting all of this money in the edge rushers and none of them have guaranteed nobody a Super Bowl? Straight facts. Straight facts. I'm telling the straight facts. I don't care what anybody comes back with disputing any. You can tell me anything you want to. It's not equating. These edge rushers are not equating into Super Bowls. It's the defensive tackles that are equating into Super Bowls. That's what's equating into Super Bowls. We're going to have to deal with this. Whether we like it or not, it's the truth. And these teams, they keep on sinking money. They keep on sinking money into these doggone edge rushers. It's crazy to me. Star Guardian X, he said, that's why I'm excited about Kenny Clark. Let me show y'all Kenny Clark. Let's go to our last topic. Let's go to Kenny Clark. I was looking at Kenny Clark today. And I'm telling you, Kenny Clark is nice. I don't care what anyone says. They want to downplay Kenny Clark. Oh, he's not worth the trade for Micah Parsons. Oh, he's not this and this. Okay. All right, I'm going to show you something. Show you something about Kenny Clark I was looking at today, and I'm like, oh, boy, I'm telling you, this stuff don't lie when you look at it. This stuff does not lie when you look at it. A lot of people don't realize something about this dude, Kenny Clark. Let me show you this part first. Don't think Kenny Clark can't rush the passer. No, don't think he can't get to the quarterback. Kenny Clark can get to the quarterback. Kenny Clark was really, he was peaking, man. And I hope he hasn't peaked. But I'm telling you, in 2023, this dude went off the chain. 7.5 sacks. 44 combo. He had 22 solo, 22 assists, 9 tackles for loss, 16 quarterback hits. This dude was balling out. This dude had 2 forced fumbles. I think this is 3 passes maybe defended or deflected. This dude in 2023 balled out. And this dude with a bunion problem. And anybody who understands anything about bunions on your toes, this dude had a bunion problem. And he still played. And he played good. Played good. He only had 1 sack. He couldn't do his change of direction and things like that. He had surgery on it in January. He's good to go. But he still had 20 solo, 17 assists, 4 tackles for loss, 5 quarterback hits. This dude can play. But I'm going to show you the part that really got me. I want you to look at his playoff play. I want you to look at his playoff play. Look at his playoffs. This dude in the playoffs is a terror. He is a terror in the playoffs. His first playoff game, nose tackle, 0 sacks, but he had 5 solo tackles, 1 assist, 2 tackles for loss, and 2 quarterback hits. His second playoff game, this dude had 1 sack, 5 solo, 1 assist, 1 tackle for loss, 1 quarterback hit. You look at his third playoff game in 2020. This dude went off the charts. 2.5 sacks, 11 total tackles, 6 solo, 5 assists, 2 tackles for loss, 3 quarterback hits. This dude is a baller. Man, I'm telling you, this dude is a baller, man. This dude's a baller. 2021, 1 sack, 6 tackles, 4 solo, 2 assisted, 1 tackle for loss, 2 quarterback hits. This dude, when you look at his first 4 playoff games, this dude had 3.5 sacks. 3.5 sacks in his first 4 games. You look at the number of tackles that he had. He had, 6, 12, 23, 29, 29 tackles. The dude had 8 quarterback hits. This is his first 4 playoff games. Then when you get him to 2023 and 2024, this dude was Dennis the Menace. He was Dennis the Menace. This dude was nice, man. Kenny Clark was nice. I can't even explain this right here. But it looks like this dude in 2023, he was a menace. He had a half a sack, but look at him when he's against the run. 4 solo tackles, 3 assisted, 1 tackle for loss, 2 quarterback hits. This dude was a menace. This dude was a menace. He does really well playing down in those trenches. 2024, again, he was injured. So we're kind of looking at this dude. We're hoping that he's not out of gas, and I don't think that he is. 29 years of age and the defensive tackle being out of gas is crazy to me. I think he's got a lot left in the tank. But this dude is a menace. This dude is an absolute menace. And he's played extremely, extremely well in this league. And again, I mean, he's just been up, and up. And I'm telling you, 2023, that's the year, of course, you know they beat us. 3 Pro Bowls last year, dealing with a bunion issue. So I believe that 2025 is definitely going to be, or we're hoping that 2025 is a bounce back year for one Kenny Clark. But man, people got to put some respect on this dude's name. The one thing that Kenny Clark can absolutely do, he can stop teams from going up the middle on you. He's going to be able to stop teams from going up the middle on you. And what's really going to make him even better is he's going to have Osa Odigizua beside him. Man, when I think about Osa Odigizua, Kenny Clark, Marshawn Nealon, Dante Fowler, I'm good with that on rundowns. I'm absolutely good with that on rundowns. You get us in some passing situations? Okay, let's bring out Donovan Ezeraku. Let's bring out Sam Williams. Let's keep us kind of a fresh rotation going. Also, Mozzie Smith. I'm telling you, I don't think the Cowboys are done with Mozzie. I think they're going to have Mozzie also in some type of rotation. And I don't think it's going to be at the 1, or maybe it'll be at the 1 and the 3, depending upon the situation. Mozzie is going to figure into the Cowboys game plan too. Jay Toya is going to figure into this, I believe, in some form of fashion. Solomon Thomas is going to figure into this in some form of fashion. I think the Cowboys are going to kind of have some kind of rotation in there. But I think their anchor at the defensive tackle position will be Kenny Clark and Osa Odigizua. I'm loving what the Cowboys have done. I'm loving what the Cowboys have done. I don't understand all the doom and the gloom. We got to move on, man. We got to move on. And time is going to tell in the long run whether or not that Jerry Jones is a true genius. Because I can tell you right now, based on what I'm looking at, Jerry might look like a genius here pretty soon. Sooner than later, too. Easy number. We don't know yet. They said they're working on it. He might go to, I don't think he's going to go to number 11, but some people say for now he's sticking with 41, but they said they are working on a number change for him. Travis Toole said that's what the Rams did. They got Von Miller to pair with Donald. That got them over the top. Yeah. And when you go back and look at the sacks that Von Miller had, I think during that Super Bowl year in whatever it was, Von Miller wasn't killing the league with sacks. He was a problem. But the issue is, even with Von Miller, it was when he got the sacks. And that's the part that people miss. That's the part that people miss. Bruce Pitts, Baltimore made it to the playoffs. Yep, they made it. But I'll tell you this, their offense failed them again, but their defense did too. Their defense failed them too, Bruce. And the reason why the defense failed them is that defense last year, in the first meeting against the Buffalo Bills, they dominated them. They dominated the Buffalo Bills in that first game. Man, it came to the playoff game. Where was the Baltimore Ravens defense? Where were they? They basically could do almost nothing with Josh Allen. See, the thing about defenses is, Bruce, and you know this, defenses travel well. Not only do they travel well, they hold down the fort. They hold down the fort. They do. And when you got them when you got that interior line work, shoo, woo, man, you can do a lot of things. King by blood. Eagles won the Super Bowl with Josh Sweat, and we worried about Micah. Let's just have a solid defense that makes people punt the ball once in a while. Straight up. And I think Kenny Clark is going to help us with that. Nobody's saying that Kenny Clark is going to keep every team to 50 yards a game. But I can tell you this, Kenny Clark is going to help the Cowboys in the run game. Straight up. Straight up, he will help the Cowboys in the run game. Straight up. All right, let's read some comments before we get up out of here. I'm telling us, these facts are indisputable. We're putting too much into these edge rushers, and it's not just Micah Parsons. None of them are netting Super Bowls. None of them. Absolutely none of them are netting Super Bowls. Star Guardian, don't forget about Winfrey. I'm excited about Winfrey. Winfrey trying to feed his family, bro. I'm excited for Winfrey. Mile High City said, knowing Jerry, he probably talking with either. Mile High City, I'm not even down you, man. I'm not even down you, boy. It wouldn't even surprise me. Wouldn't even surprise me if Jerry asked me to take number 11, man. It just wouldn't surprise me, man. Straight up, it just wouldn't surprise me. Mile High City if Jerry was. Hey, Drew, he said, I'm new to this. You all good. Garvin, he said, if they trade Mozzie for a pack of peanuts, you wouldn't get that. Hey, man, I think Mozzie is a part of the play. My man Daniel, what's going on with you? I see you with Shotty in that visor on your avatar there, man. The 70 Fan Show said Kenny Clark might know a little bit about the Green Bay Packers and maybe the Lions. 70 Fan Show. I said it yesterday, I'm going to say it again. How much you bet? Kenny Clark knows more about Matt LaFleur's offense than Micah Parsons knows about Brian Schottenheimer's defense. I mean, Brian Schottenheimer's offense. How much you bet? How much you bet? I bet he knows more. I bet he knows a whole lot more. Stephen White said trade Mozzie for a corner real quick. Susan Paul said easy number 11. Boy, I'm telling you, Susan, I would not be surprised. Like Mile High City said, shoot, Jerry might be asking him, hey, you want to take number 11? Boy, I'm up in this thing rolling, boy. It's true, though. Super White 79 said we only have 4 wide receivers on the depth chart. Something else is brewing. Yeah. I'm waiting to see. Maybe that means Jonathan Mingo comes off of IR. We'll see. Bam Bam said last time we traded for an impact player from another team was Amari. Kenny might be a shoddy pickup. Said he liked him. JCT Sly said, Brandon Stevens for Baltimore was getting roasted in that playoff game at Buffalo. I'm telling you, that defense failed that team, boy, when they got in that second time. Daniel said, would you trade a first for Trey Hendrickson? Nah, I wouldn't. No. I kind of like what the Cowboys are. It wouldn't be, I mean, the money, I'm thinking the money wouldn't be necessary. But for 1 year, that type of money, no. If I'm the Cowboys, if I'm going to do something else at defensive end, I'm going to try to come out a little bit cheaper. I got a feeling the Cowboys are going to probably try to parlay one of those draft picks into a defensive end and a defensive tackle. Mike Say says Shotty has now made 3 moves as a head coach. Draft the powerful guard over the wide receiver. Trade for a wide receiver. Trade Micah for another powerful trench player. He putting his money where his mouth is. Yeah, he's been definitely doing some talking. Yeah, Chanel. Trey Hendrickson will be a free agent at the end of next year. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised they cut him flat out after this year. George Prince, he said Green Bay said Parsons may not be ready for game 1. Glad Clark is ready to go. Me too. Big Dog 7040 said I think the Bengals will take our first 2 rounders for Hendrickson. Shoot. Don't give them to him. Boy, them 2 first rounders are going to pay dividends. Boy, we're going to be looking so forward to this next year's draft. After this season is over, we're going to be losing our minds. We're going to be salivating. Boy, Pockets, he said put it in number 11 right now. Boy, I'm telling you. Yeah, Austin Clark going to be fired. I think so too. I'm looking forward to it. I am looking forward to it. Robert said, give Kenny Clark number 11. I think he's going to wear his same number more than likely unless it's taken. G said, I got to make sure that the spokesperson for Justin is sending a message to the team. I see you tagging but right here, man. All right, Garvin Smith, he said, Kenny will do wonders for us. I think he's going to do great. I really do. Superstar status said, give Holden number 11. Garvin Smith, I agree. We're going to be better. Andrew said, G, have we plugged up our hole? I think we have. I think Olsen Clark going to be great. I do. All right, George, we're going to see. I not only believe it, I'm just telling you, it's all showing the facts. Aggie said both Holden and Ryan on the practice squad. Yeah, I think they kind of figured that was going to happen, so they got what they wanted. Madman said Jerry did say he may use first-round picks to get someone this season. Maybe a wide receiver. Shoot, we'll see. I think the Cowboys now, they're in this mode of, we got to make sure we're right on this thing with Micah Parsons. They're going to be doing everything they can do to make sure that they win and win now. True Cowboys said we have a very improved defense and offense. Now the quest for 6 starts Thursday. Let's go Cowboys. I'm with you. Daniel said I can respect that, G. I mean, the possibility to add more players with this cap room is insane. Well, I think one of the things they're going to try to do, Daniel, I think they're going to really try to put the full court press on signing Ty Smith, George Pickens, Deron Bland, Brandon Aubrey. So we'll see how that money is once they try to do that. Robert Paulson said, he said, I suppose that Arch Manning would look good in number 11. Man, people going to learn always trying to replace Dak Prescott. Boy, they be putting like bad mojo on these doggone players, man. Bad mojos. Yeah, 4 pockets, I'm telling you. 2026 is going to put us over the top, man. I'm ready. I'm ready to see what the Cowboys do with 2 first-round picks in the next 2 years. It's going to be great. Bruce Pitts, great show, said that Micah didn't want to be the best linebacker in the league. I think he would have been. I think he would have been the best linebacker, one of the best linebackers to ever do it. Somebody saw him rush the passer and said, let's leave him at that. Yeah, Mr. 1972, Chevelle, Clark's interview gave me a leader on defense for sure. I love it. Yeah, I agree with you too, JCT Slice. Shotty's building a team to beat Hurts. I think that's what him and Jerry are trying to do. I think that's what this front office is trying to do. They are trying to beat these people. They are trying to beat the Eagles. Laquan said one more Pro Bowler in that secondary. Man, we're going to see what Savon River Jr. look like when he come back. But I tell you this, I'm hoping all the best for Trayvon Diggs. I hope he balls out because I think he's paying. I think he's playing for a contract somewhere else. Andrew, I appreciate you. He said best YouTube. Yeah. Truck Rich, preach. Yeah, let's do it. I'm excited about this team. Thursday is going to tell us a lot, I believe. Daniel said, I think we can add another cornerback before the season starts. Boy, Daniel. Please bring in Stephon Gilmore. Hey, Dre Yates, let me tell you, I've been saying this from the beginning. I think all of this has been pointing to George Pickens. Jerry Jones said already, this is about Dak Prescott. Jerry wants to put all he can because he saw what they put around Hurts. Jerry and Steven are trying to put everything around Dak Prescott. Move some of that off his plate. Put some of that lifting on some other players. That's all he is. That's all we need to do. Appreciate you, Andrew. He said, best preacher by G. I appreciate you. D. Ken, we got worse for this season, but the future can be better if we make the right picks. Man, I think we're going to find out, though, by mid-season. Boy, we actually are better. Yeah, 4 pockets. We have 4 first-round picks in the next 2 years. Boy, I'm excited. All right, guys, I'm going to give the last word. Let me give the last 4 here. Dre Yates, yeah, we need another running back. I said before, I wouldn't mind the Cowboys letting go of Miles Sanders. Go out there and get you another running back if you want to. Go out there and get you another one. Get the best one. Jeffrey Hawthorne says, Sir G, your thesis of sacks do not equate to Super Bowl as sound, and you proved it. Appreciate you, man. It's a very good, hey, the numbers are not lying on this. It's the defensive tackles, and we're not giving these players the credit. These defensive tackles is what's really helping move these Super Bowls. Garvin Smith, I tell you this, he better this time, because the Cowboys are, man, the Cowboys in this mode are getting rid of And this motor getting rid of people. Dagger said, G, I'm speaking it into existence. Gilmore, please come home. Boy, me too. Boy, I want Gilmore in this house. I want Gilmore on the Cowboys. 70s fan show. He said, man, we loaded up now. I can't imagine how we look next year. 70s fan, how many times have y'all heard me say 2026 is going to be the Super Bowl season, and we're going to flash in 2025. Now, if we get some attrition, if we can win the battle of attrition, maybe we get some luck, some other things happen, it could be this year. And it will be one of the greatest stories ever told if the Cowboys win a Super Bowl in the first season of Brian Schottenheimer's stint and trading Micah Parsons. It'll be the greatest story ever told. It'll be the greatest story ever. Get out of here. Appreciate you. Best chat on YouTube. Until the next time, DC4L. God bless. Let's talk Cowboys where we talk facts. Peace.